Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So gut health made simple. This is your step-by-step plan. This is exactly what I do with my clients. And 99% of my clients come out after the 4 months. If they follow the step-by-step plan and their gut issues are gone, they have energy all day, they sleep through the night, they don't have all the anxiety, they don't have all the brain fog. And it's because this is a plan to address them as a whole person, not just your symptoms. You are not your symptoms. You are not your autoimmune disease. You are not your IBS or your Crohn's or your whatever it is. Like, these are symptoms that there is something going on underneath that we need to take a look at. And the body has this incredible ability to heal itself. And all we need to do is give it the right tools and it will heal itself. And the way that I've designed my program was from not only addressing my own 35 years of gut issues, like from birth to about 10 years ago. I felt terrible all day, every day. So I know how you feel. Then I went to school. I learned a lot in school, but what I've really learned from is the hundreds of women that I've worked with, what works, what doesn't, what the real root causes are, what the real solutions are. And that's what I'm bringing to you today. So like I said, settle in, get interactive. I really want you to get a lot out of this. Hi, Ginger. Nice to see you. Hi, everybody. Say hello as you come on. Give me a hashtag replay if you are on the replay. Hi, Sophia. Okay, so let's start with the good news, because there is good news, right? There's always a bright side to everything. And you know, that's why I start all my coaching calls with wins with my clients, because there is always something good to look for. And a lot of times our brain just naturally looks toward the negative. And it's really easy to look toward the negative when you don't feel good, right? So the good news is you already recognize that you have issues with your gut. If you're in this group, you've recognized it, which is good. A lot of people don't recognize it. They're not in tune with their bodies. And you found a group that will help you. I have tons and tons of resources in this group. If you haven't searched through yet, if you maybe you're new or maybe you don't know, all my live trainings are under the guides section. And I have free resources that go along with every single one of my live trainings. So I have tons and tons of things that will help you. You can go search there for your particular needs or issues. You probably have tried a bunch of things already that haven't worked. So now you know what doesn't work and you know not to do that again. So that's good news. Sure. The other good news, there are so many options out there now as compared to like when I first started feeling sick. I didn't have the internet. I didn't have health coaches. I didn't have all these naturopaths and functional medicine doctors. I didn't have, quick Google searches just to look for simple things on the internet. There are so many options now and so many ways that you can find solutions to your issues. The other good news is that you are a hardworking, resourceful woman and you know how to take care of others, right? Like, put yes in the comments if you are very busy a lot of the time taking care of other people and maybe have been for a very long time. Now you just need to apply those skills to yourself. Like, let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. Who are you taking care of? Who have you been taking care of? Maybe it's kids, maybe it's husbands, maybe it's dogs, maybe it's parents, neighbors, friends, right? Nieces, nephews, whoever it is. We're really good at taking care of other people, and sometimes we put ourselves on the back burner. So we just need to apply those same skills to ourselves. And the other good news is you're not alone, right? You have this whole group. You've got me. I'm here to support you all the time. You've got all these people that are watching here with you. And there are 70 million people in America with gut issues. It's an epidemic, right? So not that that's a good thing that there are that many people, but it's not your fault. There's so many other reasons that go into why you have gut issues. So you're not alone. There are solutions for you. It's not your fault. But the bad news is there could be too much information out there and it can get confusing. And there's a lot of misinformation because, anybody on the internet can hop on and spout something that they think is great. And a lot of people believe it. It might totally not be the right thing for you. So there might be too much misinformation, and there's a lot of people that are trying to sell things and they'll tell you whatever you want to hear because they want to sell you their product or their item. So it can get confusing. You're also a busy person, so you don't have time necessarily to do all the research, create a plan, and keep yourself on track, give yourself the support and the motivation to do all of the things that you need to do for your health while you're busy taking care of your life. And also, this is what I hear a lot of time. You think you're doing everything right, but you still don't feel good. So how do you know what the next best step is if you already think you're doing everything right? That's kind of a tough one. Maybe you don't have a caring health professional guiding you. So you may not be doing the best things for your health. I know because I've spoken to and listened to many, many, many medical doctors who say, we are taught medicine. You come to us with a symptom, we're taught to give you a pharmaceutical. That's what they're taught in medical school. The big pharma has a lot to do with what doctors are taught in medical school. So it's not necessarily that they don't care, but they don't have the tools to really support you. And a lot of people think that just going to the doctor is enough to have optimum health. And these days it is just absolutely not. And just things that are covered by insurance are going to help you, and they're just not. And so we need to really kind of think out of the box and find a caring health professional that's going to treat more than just your symptoms with pharmaceuticals. And if you don't know what your root cause of your issues is, you don't know how to overcome it. If you don't know why something is happening, it's going to be very, very difficult to get rid of it, right? Like every single person in this group probably at one time or another has had bloating, and every single person probably has a different reason for their bloating. And so to get rid of that person's bloating is going to be different than your neighbor's reason, right? So finding out your root cause of why you're having your issues is the most important thing. And that's the bad news, is most people don't know their root cause. So you end up spending a bunch of money on random diet programs, random supplements, doctor's visits, prescriptions, right? Does this sound familiar to anybody? Like, how many times do I talk to people? I talked to one client a couple of weeks ago who was have 5 doctor's appointments in 1 week with different doctors, right? This is taking time. This is taking money. This is taking energy. And you just keep spinning your wheels, because if your doctors were really helping you, would you have to keep going back that much? Right? If your doctor's really helping you, you could just go like once a year for a yearly checkup, right? You spend a bunch of time with trial and error, trying a bunch of things that don't work. You still feel sick and tired. You wonder why your doctors aren't helping you feel better. Then you spend a bunch of energy, right? Energy is such a hot commodity these days. Like, people are tired and they don't want to use their energy trying to figure out what is going to make you feel better, so that you don't want to spend all day in bed or don't want to spend all day in the bathroom. And you just get overwhelmed trying to live your life because you've tried so many things, thrown all these things at the wall to see if they stick, and they don't. And you're missing out on life because you're too sick and exhausted to play with your kids, take that dream vacation, maybe start that business you want to start, or paint that painting, or whatever it is for you. You're missing out on these things because you're worried about what your gut is going to do. All of this to end up in an expensive lesson that you simply cannot heal yourself on your own. Not that you can't heal yourself, but on your own is a whole different story than having support, right? So the good news is then you find someone who truly cares, has the knowledge and the ability to help you. That's me. That's what I'm here to do today. You attend the trainings, you implement the tips. These things are helpful. You have a community of people like you, this wonderful group of women that's so caring. So you know you're not alone. And you do have some hope that you're finally going to feel better, and you do feel a little bit better. But then you know there's still something off in your body because you haven't gotten to the root cause of your issues. So it still keeps happening. Maybe you find this one little thing that helps, and what's this one little thing that helps a little bit, but it still keeps happening if you don't know your root cause. But you don't have the time, you don't have the energy to take all these puzzle pieces and put them all together. You still don't know exactly which suggestions are right for you. And you still have to trial and error everything because you don't have someone helping you. So you end up back at the doctor's office again, back on another med you don't want to take, still having the same issues, but now you've also added on the side effects from the new meds. Let me know if any of this is sounding familiar, you guys, right? Give me a yes in the comments if you can relate to this cycle that's happening. You try another trendy diet that promises amazing results, spend more money on the latest probiotic or supplement or magic drink, and then you end up even more frustrated than you were before. So what if, instead of trying to recreate the wheel all by yourself, you had a proven system that gets to the root cause of your gut issues? You know what and when to eat to support your gut and gain energy all day. You can take the proper supplements that are targeted toward your root cause, not your neighbors, not your mom, not your sisters, yours, rather than just throwing money down the drain on supplements that may not be helping you. And getting the constant support and motivation that you truly need so you're not doing it on your own without wasting time or energy or money on all the wrong things. So that's what I'm here to bring you today. If you don't know me, I am Marissa. If you've been in this group for a while, you probably all know me by now. I'm the founder and coach of the Happy Belly Method. That is my program where I work with women for 4 months to get rid of their gut issues for good. I have 2 kids, Jake and Riley. They're 24, almost 25 now. Crazy. And I'm a lover of all things food. And I say that because I love to eat, and I didn't love to eat when I was sick all the time. My family who's here watching will tell you, I always said after I would eat, I would say, oh, I feel like I'm going to puke. And my family would tease me because they thought I was being over dramatic, but I really did. I always felt like I was going to throw up from the time I was a child into my 30s. And now I get to love food and it loves me back, and I can eat just about anything that I want. Food freedom. And that is my goal for my clients, is food freedom. And most people think like, oh, if I get a coach, they're going to take everything away from me, take away all my fun. My goal is to give you back all your fun, right? Like the more we heal your gut and the more we strengthen your internal system, the more you can throw at it and it'll be nice and strong and you won't have all of your symptoms. So that's why I put that in there, because I want everybody to know how much I love to eat. And my friends will tell you how much I love to eat. I'm always like, where are we going for our next snack? And they'll be like, we just had lunch. So I help people get rid of their gut issues for good and gain their energy for life back. I want you to have energy every day to do the things you want to do. It's more than just getting rid of your bloating and your bowel issues. It's about living your life. And I know what it takes to feel amazing every day. I feel the best I've ever felt in my life at 46 years old. I feel younger and better now than I did in my 20s by far. But it always wasn't like this. Like I said, I felt sick for 30 plus years. I was bloated, nauseous. I had anxiety. I never slept through the night for decades. I was constipated. I was frustrated. I had such bad acne. I didn't leave the house for many, many times. I had acne into my 30s. And I didn't get help from doctors. There wasn't anyone around like me back then. Like I couldn't just find a health coach that knew exactly how to help me. I barely had the internet back then. And doctors looked at me like, I don't know, what are you coming to me for? One even told me I must just be defective. And so after a 15-year health journey, from the time I decided like, okay, this can't be right to feel sick all day, every day, to listening to podcasts, reading books, studying, I left my job to go back to school to become certified transformational nutrition coach. I worked with lots of beta testers and then hundreds of women since. I've created this program. I've really been on this big journey. And I now have food freedom. Like I said, I can eat basically almost anything I want. I have all day energy, happy mood, no gut issues anymore. I just sleep like a baby, 8.5 hours a night. And then my weight stays exactly the same. I can go on vacation and eat and drink and eat and drink and have Christmas and everything else, and my weight stays the same. And I really, my body can handle anything now because I built it from the ground up. So just a little background on why we're here. Why, if you've never seen me before, like, what the hell do you know and why are you telling me what you do? I just want you to know that I've been through it. This is what gives me the ability to know this step-by-step method that I'm about to show you. So to have a happy belly, these are the 4 things that we need to grow strong. This is the foundation of health. So when people are trying to go out and get healthy, they usually go out and buy the throw pillows for their home. What do I mean by that? When you're going to build a house, say you bought a plot of land and you want to build a house, was the very first thing you would do go out and buy throw pillows? Probably not. You'd probably have someone come and lay the foundation, right? And then put in all the studs and then the walls and then the roof. Well, that's what we need to do when we're looking at our health home. So when people want to get healthy, they'll be like, oh, well, I have bloating, I have constipation, I have joint pain and brain fog and belly fat. I'm going to go try this probiotic, right? Does that sound familiar to anybody? well, this probiotic says it's going to do this, and this one says it's going to do this, or I'm going to try, Ibirogast or Zantac, or right. These are the throw pillows. Even diets, even special diets. I'm going to go gluten free. That's wonderful. I'm gluten free, but it's still a throw pillow, right? It's all these little kind of extra things that might work if you had already built the foundation of your home. So you buy the throw pillows, you have nowhere to put them. This is how we build the foundation. Number one, nutrition. Only 1 out of 10 people in America is getting their proper amount of nutrition. This is an epidemic. This is a much bigger epidemic than any epidemic we've had lately. This is what's killing people, right? We've got to balance the gut microbiome. And see how I made that really tiny, that little pillar? Because that's what most people have. I've done hundreds of gut tests on my clients at this point. And I can see exactly on people's gut tests that their gut microbiome is way out of whack. So that is usually the tiniest pillar. Detoxification. We live in a toxic world. We've got to rid the body of these toxins. We can't just have the body keep fighting and fighting and fighting toxins all the time. And then this fourth one is really overlooked. Even people that have been through my entire program, they still avoid this one, no matter how much I try and get them to not avoid it. The gut-brain connection. You guys, if we ignore that fourth pillar, there's just always going to be that missing part to our health where we don't quite achieve exactly what we want to achieve. This is where you want to be. You want to have nutrition, your gut microbiome, your detoxification, and your gut-brain connection strong. Once you build those 4 pillars really strong, that is when you can live to be 95 and still out doing all the things you want to be doing, not laying in bed feeling sick, not walking with a walker, not drinking Ensure out of a can because you can't eat, right? This is where you want to be. And so what you get today, and I've already sent this to some of you, but my top 5 gut loving recipes, I want to give this to you as a gift for showing up for yourself, because let's face it, this is not exactly what you want to be doing on a Tuesday afternoon. But you're showing up for yourself because you care about your health, you care about you, and I want to give you a gift for that. And I want you to be proud of yourself for doing that. So my top 5 gut loving recipes, these are snacks and meals that you could live on these 5 recipes for a week and your gut would be so happy. And they're also easy. All my recipes are super simple to make. And then I have a brand new offer that I am just launching today for the very, very, very first time. It is called the Happy Belly Method Breakthrough. And it is a mini offer. I have my Happy Belly Method program, which is my 4-month program, which is the bomb diggity. And that's really the way that you're going to get all the results that you want. And this is a little mini offer. It's called the Happy Belly Breakthrough. So I'm going to tell you what that's all about and give you a one-time only price on it just today for all my beta testers, because whoever signs up today is going to be my test subjects. And so I can't thank you enough for signing up for that if you want to. And you're going to get a very special price for it, only if you are on this call live. And then we'll do a Q&A so you can ask me absolutely anything about gut health, health, and overall health, all the things that you want to ask. Please keep thinking of your questions. You can pop them in the chat. I'll try and keep an eye on it, but I don't know that I'm seeing all of it. And then I'll open it up at the end so I can see all of your questions. Okay, so if you want to write these things down, please do, but we're going to do a little self-assessment. And if you want me to send you these slides after the call, I can send you the slides so you can go back through and really write these things down. That way, you know where your gaps are. You know in these 4 pillars what you're missing and what you need to fill in. Okay, so number 1 is nutrition. So for every one of these, I have my 4 pillars. Every little question I'm going to ask you is a little cinder block of the pillar. That's what builds the pillar. So for each question, you can answer 1 that's like, nah, I'm not really great at that, or I don't really have a lot of that in my life, all the way up to 4, which is like, heck yes, I'm very good at that. I don't have to worry about that at all. So you can see where your 1s are, your 1s or your 2s, and that's how you know where to fill in your gaps. Okay, so it's a little self-assessment. So optimal nutrients. This is just number 1, basic. Only 1 in 10 Americans is getting enough nutrients, which is just crazy talk to me. Like, this is why we have so much disease, just at a very baseline level. This is what we need to work on. Number one. Okay. I eat the rainbow of organic fruits and vegetables daily. 1, like, nah, I don't really do that, or 4, yep, I do that every day. I have a plan and I create well-rounded meals that contain plenty of fiber, plenty of protein, and healthy fats. How do you feel about your meals? Are they well-rounded? Do you focus on fiber, protein, and fats? Or do you just kind of like maybe throw something in a microwave, right? Like that would be a 1 up to a 4. How do you feel about your meals? And do you track them? Do you know that you're getting enough fiber? Do you know that you're getting enough protein? Do you know that you're getting enough different colors? Do you know you're getting enough vitamins and minerals, right? How confident are you that your diet is optimum? And well, I'll talk about that later. I'll get into that later. I tend to stray because I have so much to say. So I'm going to try and stay focused. I know how to eat according to the way my body digests different foods. Do you know if your body digests protein well? Do you know that your body digests carbohydrates well? Do you know that your body digests fats well? Do you adjust accordingly to what your body likes? Because there are different people that digest things very differently. And you can feel free if you want to keep track. You can get a comment going on your computer. And for nutrition, you could go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, right? And type it in. So you have a little you have a little track going of what you have, and then you can just keep it going in the comments, and you can put it in the group if you're feeling bold. And then I eat food grown without harmful pesticides in mineral rich soil. Do you know where your food comes from? Do you know if these farmers are using glyphosate or other chemicals? Do you know if they turn over their soil? Do you know if they have mineral rich soil? You know, the food of our grandparents' day is not the food we have today. If the farmer is not keeping the soil rich with minerals, we are not getting the minerals, right? So like grandma could eat an apple back in her day, and I would have to eat 10 apples to get the same amount of nutrients today. So knowing your farmer, knowing where your food's coming from, local food from local farmers is going to be a lot more nutrient dense, because from the time your food is picked to the time it gets to your mouth, it's losing nutrients all along the way. So everything that comes from Mexico or, far away is losing nutrients. And if it's already not grown in very many nutrients, then you're really going to be losing out on your vitamins and minerals. And so this is something I help my clients with, is making sure we get optimal nutrients, not just that silly baseline that the government wants you to have, the FDA. Is it the FDA or the RDA minimum amount? That's the minimum amount. That's like, if you just want to like crawl through your day, you get the minimum RDA. I want you to get optimum. Like I want you to hop, skip, and jump through your day, right? Okay, so second cinder block, supplementation. I am familiar with what different supplements are used for. 1 to 4, are you very familiar? Do you know what all these different supplements do? Do you know what you need for different things, different ailments, different symptoms that you have? I'm confident in the brands of supplements I use and know that they are trustworthy. Here's the thing about supplements, and this is another great thing about our country, is that supplements are not regulated. And so they can say on the bottle, there's 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in here, and then they can get tested. Like I've seen these studies where they test these supplements and they don't even have close to what they put on the bottle. So finding brands that are third-party tested, well-respected in the industry, and known for their results and for their studies and for their scientific research that they do is so important. Just going to the grocery store and buying like a Nature Made whatever 2-for-1 deal, and it's like $6.99, you get what you pay for, right? If it's 2-for-1 and it's $6.99, do you really think they have in the capsule what they say is on the bottle? Probably not. So how confident are you in the brands you use? 1 to 4. I know exactly what supplements my body needs because I've tested, right? Have you tested? Do you even know what supplements you need? 1 to 4. And I know I'm not wasting money on supplements that are benefiting me. A lot of times people are spending money on supplements and they might as well just take that $10, $20 and put it right into the garbage, because these things are garbage, right? So I don't want you to waste your money. Not only are you just spending money on something that isn't working, but now you think you're doing something really good for your body that's not really good, right? So 1 to 4, where are you there? Okay. Third cinder block of that first pillar is absorbing nutrients. You are what you eat. You've probably heard that. You really only are what you absorb, right? If your body isn't absorbing nutrients, you can put all the nutrients in. And if your body isn't breaking down and absorbing them to the body, they're just going right back out. So I know that my food and supplements are only as good as what I absorb. I use the most absorbable forms of food and supplements for me. Like intentionally getting things that are going to be easily absorbed for your body. If you have gut issues, you probably aren't absorbing nutrients very well. My gut is healthy and optimized for proper absorption. 1 to 4. What do we got? 1 to 4. Do you think your body is healthy and optimized for proper absorption? Your gut lining and the bacteria and the enzymes, are they all working in this wonderful symbiotic relationship to absorb your nutrients? I feel energized because I'm absorbing my vitamins, minerals, protein, and antioxidants. Right? 1 to 4. Do you feel energized? That's where energy comes from. It's from your food. You're directly taking it from your food and putting it into the rest of your body. So if you're tired and fatigued, or you don't sleep well because you're too tired and fatigued, and it all works together, then you're probably not absorbing your nutrients. Okay, and then last cinder block here in nutrition, a plan built for you. We are all individual people. We all need a different plan. So I'm able to weed through all of the noise and know what foods are best for me. 1 through 4. How well do you know what foods are best for you? I have plenty of simple, quick recipes for meals and snacks that are balanced for my digestion and my blood sugar. Like, do you have an arsenal of just easy recipes that you can throw out at any time that you know are good for you? They're balanced, not only for your digestion, but this blood sugar piece is also really important as well. Do you have a plan for exactly what to eat and when to eat? And do you know how to order the best foods when eating out at restaurants? Restaurant food is going to be the worst food for you. Of course, the food you cook at home is going to be a lot better for you. So eating out at restaurants is very important for you to have a plan when you go out to know what you can eat. And I would ask some questions and think about the menu, like have some things that you can ask when you look at the menu so that you can kind of, restaurants are used to it these days. There's a lot of food allergies and things. So kind of you can put things together and figure out your own meal. You don't just have to order something just because it's on the menu. And I own restaurants, so I can say that because if I never worked in a restaurant before, that'd be kind of a dangerous thing to just tell everybody. But I've waited on millions of people, and I'm happy to create a dish for somebody who can't really eat what we have on the menu. Okay, pillar number 2, the gut microbiome. So 1 to 4, how are we feeling about nutrition? You can put it in the chat. Like, are we feeling like, whoo, I got all that nailed. I'm pretty much a 4 and everything. Or I might have some work to do. I might be like a 2 in nutrition. Let's hear it in the chat. And start thinking of your questions. If you have specific questions about any of these, put them in the chat or save them for at the end and we'll go over them then. Okay, gut microbiome. Scale of 1 to 4. To heck yeah, really, really good. Let's do a self-assessment. So testing is my first cinder block. I've tested my gut microbiome so that I know what my unique digestive blueprint is. So every single person, all 8 billion of us on this planet have a unique digestive blueprint. It's as unique as our fingerprint. And so for any practitioner out there who's just throwing random recommendations and supplements and foods at you, who doesn't know what your blueprint is guessing. And everything that is a guess, right, is a test. So you have to test it out and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, you got to go back to the drawing board and figure out a different thing to test, right? So testing the gut microbiome is how you can stop guessing. I know if I have pathogens living in my gut that need to be addressed. So pathogens, we have 100 trillion or so microbes living in our gut. And these are bacteria and viruses and fungi and all these different little organisms, right? We're actually more microbes than we are human. And so taking care of the microbes, we try and take care of our human cells every day, but how often do we really take care of our microbes? It's more important really to take care of them than it is our human cells, because the microbes are really in charge of everything. And when you deplete the good, the bad will come in and take over. These are these pathogens that I'm talking about. The pathogens that are living there really are going to cause a lot of trouble. And that could be a lot of what is going on in your gut, is that there's pathogens living in there that need to be addressed. So 1 to 4, do you know if you have pathogens? 1 to 4, I know if I have dysbiosis and how to balance it. So dysbiosis just basically means an imbalance. So what we can see, what we know to be true about the human microbiome is that we have these big phylum of bacteria. Like if you remember, back in science class in high school, the phylum is like the big animal kingdom group. And then it goes down to, family, whatever, it goes down, the categories go down. So the phylum are the big groups. And these phylum in your gut need to work in an appropriate balance for your gut to work properly, for your body to work properly. And if these ratios are out of balance, that is dysbiosis. And so we need to know if we have dysbiosis, and we need to know how to balance it. It's going to be a lot different to balance it if it's like this or if it's like this. These are two different totally recommendations, right? So we need to know where these ratios are. Okay, 1 to 4. I found out what foods my body likes best and least in this moment. And I say in this moment because when we start to work on your gut and start to heal it and make it strong, those foods can change. You can start adding a lot more foods onto your list. But in this moment, do you know, according to your body and your digestive blueprint, what foods are best for you? I learned how to improve the digestive process in my body so I can eat the foods I desire in the future. Improving the whole process in the body. Your process starts at the mouth, obviously ends at your anus, and there's a lot that goes on in between. If you improve that whole process and the way everything works, then you can start to add in all the foods you want to eat. Like, let me know in the comments, what are the foods that you are not able to eat right now? Some of my clients come with me and their list that they can't eat is longer than their list that they can eat. And we want to flip-flop that. Okay, foods that feed. I know the role of bacteria in my gut, and I know what specific foods keep them thriving. So feeding the good bacteria is how our body is going to run properly. If we don't feed the good bacteria, they die. And then our body starts to break down. It starts to deplete. It starts to get inflamed. We get leaky gut. We get inflammation. I said inflammation twice. But this is what happens when we kill the bad bacteria. So I know the role of bacteria in our gut, and I know what specific foods keep them thriving. There are specific foods we need to give to these guys. I know how to keep pathogenic bacteria at bay, right? What foods and what activities are going to make sure that those pathogenic bacteria don't come back into my body and live there. I have targeted supplements that specifically feed the bacteria that my digestive blueprint needs in order to be optimized. I consistently feed my microbiota, which keeps my digestion running smoothly. 1 to 4, how do we feel about feeding our gut microbiome? And then supplementation. So this is where a lot of people just jump right to first, right? Like, oh, if I just take a probiotic, it should solve all my problems. Well, it depends on your digestive blueprint, right? So I know exactly what supplements will help my digestive blueprint. There's a million probiotics out there. Do you know which ones are best for you? Which ones do you need? I have the advice of a professional that is trained in supplementation, so I know I'm not wasting my money. I'm not choosing fad probiotics that are full of one-size-fits-all promises. There's a lot of fad probiotics out there right now, and they promise a lot of things. But if you truly don't know what's going on inside your body and you don't have a practitioner to help you, you might be wasting a lot of money on these fads. The probiotic I use will target the exact ratios of bacteria I have living in my gut, that dysbiosis or that balance, that good balance. I'm confident that my supplements are not going to do more harm than good. And I have my dysbiosis under control, and I'm preventing worse things from happening down the road. 1 to 4, how do we feel about our supplementation? So your digestive blueprint. I know that my gut microbiome is as unique as my fingerprint. Okay, 100 trillion bacteria. There's no way any two people could have the same one. Now, that being said, the two people that live in the same house, I've tested a lot of couples and even couples and kids. and they all tend to have a lot of the same things going on in their digestive blueprint. Of course, not the same. They're never, ever the same, but there's a lot of similarities. So usually we share our microbiome with our housemates. I work with my digestive blueprint by knowing the root cause of my symptoms and working with my specific bacterial balance to improve them. So your root cause, we know your root cause by what your blueprint is showing. And by knowing your root cause, that's how you can actually get rid of your gut issues. I have a health professional that looks at each person as an individual, never one size fits all, right? And so this is going back to what we were talking about with the medical system. The medical system says, if you present with these symptoms, you get this med, right? I mean, that's basically what the medical system is for. So that's a one size fits all. And that's not even taking anything into account, like what you eat, how well you sleep, if you have stress in your life, have you had trauma in your life? Do you move your body? Do you get any sunlight in your eyes? There's all these different things that go into being healthy that the doctor never, ever, ever talks about, right? So getting a health professional outside of that medical field, that very, very narrow-minded medical field, is really important. My blueprint tells me exactly what I need to be doing each day to optimize my health. My digestion works like a well-oiled machine and can handle anything that comes its way. How do we feel about that? 1 to 4. Are you a well-oiled machine or kind of like a creaky machine? 1 to 4. Okay, next pillar, detoxification. All the toxins living in the body that your body does not want in there. Your body is constantly fighting toxins and has a wonderful detoxification system, but we need to support it because our world is much more toxic than it's ever been. So we need to make sure and support it. So 1 to 4, environmental toxins. I'm aware of the exact toxins like beauty and cleaning products in my environment that are sabotaging my health. It's not just food. It's not just water. It's not just air. We are putting things in and on our body that are toxic to our body. Our cleaning products, the things that we wash our dishes with, all that comes off into your food and you're eating these terrible cleaning products. So the laundry detergent that's on your clothes, the dryer sheets that soak into your skin and get into your bloodstream and go through your liver. Everything goes through the liver, every toxin. So whatever we put on our skin, whatever we clean with, all these things, our liver has to handle it. And once the liver gets overloaded, then the toxins become something our body is fighting all the time. And especially if we have leaky gut, right? If the gut lining isn't strong enough and the toxins are sneaking from the gut into the bloodstream, and now we've got toxins circulating through our blood. We've got autoimmune issues, we've got joint pain, we've got thyroid issues, we got migraines, all of these things, right? I've stopped adding to my toxic load by removing these toxins from my daily life. I know what to replace them with, and I have a professional who's done the research to help me find appropriate replacements. I have my go-to list of toxin-free food, beauty, and cleaning brands that will support my efforts. Let me know in the comments how you do with toxins in your home. So there is something called greenwashing. So people a lot of times are like, oh, there's plants on the front and it says all natural. All natural is a BS term that anybody can put on their products, and it can be just to trick you into buying their thing that's full of chemicals. So it sucks because it's a thing that we all have to navigate today. And that's why with my clients, I do all the research for them and I give them a list of things, companies that I vetted. It's not just that their products are clean, but I want to make sure the company is a trustworthy company. Maybe their stuff is third-party tested. Maybe they're reducing plastic in their packaging. Maybe they are against animal cruelty. I like to dive a little deeper and make sure that these products are actually good, actually clean, and that the companies are trustworthy. So 1 to 4, environmental toxins. Okay, toxin-free alkalizing foods. So our bodies live in an acidic environment. If our bodies are acidic, that's where illness happens. The more alkaline our body is, disease cannot live there. And so this is talking about pH balance. You've probably heard of pH balance. And there are very delicate pH balances all throughout the body. So this is a much bigger conversation. But for the most part, processed foods, fast foods, restaurant foods, fried foods. Those are very, very acidic. These are going to turn your body into an acidic environment. This is where disease grows. Mineral rich fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds. These things are alkalizing for the body. So you want to eat foods that are grown in mineral rich soil without pesticides and other chemicals. So you know that you're getting food that is good for the body. Unfortunately, most of our food, including organic food, is sprayed with Roundup, the main ingredient being glyphosate. If you don't know about glyphosate yet, put the word toxin in the comments and I will send you the article that I wrote on glyphosate. This is really, really important stuff, you guys. This is something that no one ever had to worry about 30 years ago, but now we have to worry about it because they're spraying, I can't even remember what the number was. It's just 100 billion pounds, something like that, of glyphosate onto our food in America. It causes leaky gut. It acts as an antibiotic in our body, so it kills our good bacteria, and it's directly linked to cancer. So this is not something we want to be consuming. So try and get as many organic foods as you can, but we have to go beyond that, and we have to actually detox this out of our body. And this is what I do with my clients. I do a glyphosate cleanse with my clients. We have to get the glyphosate out so that we can rebuild the gut bacteria and the gut lining. My diet is rich in protein. A lot of people are severely under eating protein, minerals, and polyphenols. So polyphenols are, when you eat anything sort of brightly colored, that's why I always suggest to my clients to eat the rainbow. As long as you're eating the rainbow, you're getting polyphenols. Polyphenols they're like little disease fighters, right? So they go into your body and they help the detoxification process. They sort of latch on to free radicals in your body, these sort of toxic byproducts, and help your body thrive. And same with minerals. Almost everyone is mineral deficient. We need more minerals in our body. So how do you feel about your protein, your minerals, and your polyphenols to help the detoxification process? I get the right amount of fiber. People are severely under eating fiber, like to the extent of, I think the last study I saw is that most Americans are getting about 15 grams a day. And, you got to really, if you're only at 15, you got to really slowly work up, but you want to get to, 30 to 40. In the old days, and like a lot of tribes can sometimes get up to like 100 grams of protein of fiber because they're just eating plants all the time. We've gotten so far away from that now. I mean, 15 grams is like, no wonder why everyone has poor bowel movements, because the fiber feeds the good bacteria. Are all those 100 trillion bacteria living in our gut? That's what they like. They like fiber. So if we're not getting enough fiber, they die. If you don't feed them, they die. And those are those guys that are protecting us. And the fiber is also what's going to help you remove the toxins out of the body, right? So we need to get fiber for proper detoxification. We detox through our poop. So if we're not pooping, number 4, formed bowel movements. If you haven't seen the Bristol stool chart, you can look up Bristol stool chart or just put chart in the comments and I'll send you the chart. But you want a number 4 every day, at least once a day, like 1 to 3 times a day. And number 4, that's a formed bowel movement. It's like a snake. Anything other than that, that you're not getting rid of toxins properly. The bacterial balance is off. You probably have, some dysbiosis going on. So we want to aim for that number 4. That's how you're detoxing properly. And then I use specific detoxing foods that bind to toxins, remove them out of my body. So there are specific foods that we can use that are like little magnets, and they will help get those toxins out of the body. So how do we feel about toxin-free alkalizing foods that are supportive of detoxification? 1 to 4, how do we feel about that? Okay, and then targeted supplements. So again, we're having this conversation about supplements in each category, I understand, but these, if you need to be doing detoxification, you want to do it in a very specific way. There's a whole process to it, right? So I know what toxins I have in my body and exactly what supplements will support the safe removal. I know what well-respected brands I can get, so I'm not throwing my money away on unregulated scams. We've talked about that. I have a professional to guide me who knows the phases of detoxification so that the process is safe. If you don't do detoxification properly, you can sort of release the toxins and they can circulate back through your body, which is going to make you feel sicker. When we're detoxing, we want to make sure that we're targeting the toxins, we're latching onto them, binding onto them, and that we're removing them properly out of the body and they're not recirculating. And then I know how long to use specific supplements to achieve the best results. I see people sometimes using supplements for years that are only meant to be used for like 2 weeks or a month, right? So this is the danger of not working with a professional. So supplementation, how do you feel about that? 1 to 4. And then behaviors. So detox isn't just about what you eat and drink and put in your body, but it's about certain behaviors. So I know what behaviors affect detoxification and I practice them daily. I understand how to keep my body in a parasympathetic state so it can do the important processes necessary for detoxification. I've done many, many videos on this, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic is fight or flight. If you are in fight or flight, which most people sort of live in fight or flight these days because there's all day stress. And it doesn't even have to be like, your boss yelling at you stress, but just watching the news or just scrolling social media or just watching a stressful TV show or answering an email. This is all stress, right? So this is fight or flight. Your body cannot detoxify in fight or flight. We need to get it into parasympathetic state, rest and digest and heal for it to be able to detox properly. I get the adequate amount of deep restorative sleep, knowing that this is the most important time for detox. So many people get less than 5 hours. Less than 5 hours, your body isn't going to be able to detox properly. So we want to get 8-ish hours. That's been the number since back in the day, and there's a very good reason for it. All of the important things that your body needs to do that it can't do during the day, it needs to do while we're asleep. It needs to build new cells. You know that you build basically a new body all the time. You're always rebuilding. Well, you can't do that if you don't get good sleep, and you can't get rid of old dead cells if you don't get good sleep. You can't get rid of toxins out of the body. You're detoxing all your organs in the night, and then you get up in the morning and you pee and poop them out, right? So if we're not getting deep sleep, not kind of that half restless, I kind of wake up, I kind of toss and turn, like I'm talking deep to where you are out and you're having those vivid dreams and you haven't moved your body in hours and you wake up and you kind of feel a little paralyzed, that's the good sleep. That's when your body's doing all of its work. I use movement as a way to support my natural detox process. A stagnant body creates stagnant organs and stagnant digestion. So movement creates movement in the body. You want to keep your lymphatic fluid. Your lymphatic fluid lives right underneath your skin. That's your garbage receptacle. Like, imagine if your garbage man didn't come for like 3 months and your garbage just built up on your street. That's what happens if you don't move your body. Your lymphatic fluid, it doesn't have a heart to pump it. Like our blood gets pumped by the heart. Our lymphatic fluid gets pumped by our own movement. And so if you're not moving your body, your lymph gets stagnant and then your toxins are stagnant. That's why you get swelling and uncomfortable issues, because your toxins are just sitting in your body. Do you really want all that waste sitting there? So using movement as a way to support the natural detox process. So how do you feel about your behaviors that support detox? Okay, last one. 4th pillar, gut-brain connection. This is the one everyone likes to overlook. And this is the one that you probably need the most if you are avoiding it. So mindfulness, we've heard this term. It kind of feels like a buzzword that doesn't really mean much. But if you look a little bit deeper into it, it's so very important. So I know the difference between fight and flight and rest and digest. We just talked about that. Fight or flight, rest and digest. We want to be able to go back and forth. You need fight or flight. Let's say you wake up in the morning and you're late for work. You need fight or flight so that your blood starts pumping, your cortisol goes up, you get ready and you can get in your car in 10 minutes and you make it to work on time. But you don't want to be in fight or flight all the time. Your body cannot heal in that state. We need to be able to get into rest and digest at any time that we want to, which is very, very hard these days. I use mindfulness practices to intentionally get my body out of fight or flight. So if we're always stressed all the time and you just like take a med to cover it up, right? So, and I don't want to, I'm not against medication. I'm against medication if you're trying nothing else first. But if you just have anxiety and you go to your doctor and they go, here, we'll just take this antidepressant, and then you just take a pill, but all the stressful things that were causing you to have anxiety in the first place are still happening and your body is still in fight or flight, right? And you aren't getting down into rest and digest, then no wonder why your body isn't able to heal. It's the only place you can heal. I use specific mindful eating practices so that my body can digest food properly. If we eat in a stressed state, your food will literally sit there. And then you wonder why you're bloated after you eat, because you're eating at your computer or at your desk or in the car or walking around. You're eating in a stressed state. If you are not in rest and digest to eat, your stomach acid isn't working, your digestive enzymes aren't working, your gut bacteria aren't awake and ready, the whole structural movement process isn't working. And then we wonder why we're bloated, constipated, and have heartburn. I can use my mindfulness techniques at any point in my life to reduce the way stress impacts my body. We cannot take away external stress, right? We have to raise our kids. We have to pay our bills. We have to, at some point, deal with politics, right? Hopefully not all the time. We cannot take those things away, but the way that we handle the stress is going to mitigate the way our body takes the brunt. So if you just take on all this stress and have no way of dealing with it, and you're just in fight or flight all the time, your body will be sick. There's no two ways about it. But if you have mindfulness practices and techniques to reduce the way the stress impacts your body, you can have all the external stress in the world and still be a healthy person. The same exact thing can happen to two different people, Jane and Mary. Jane freaks out, starts crying, goes into a tizzy fit. Mary goes, okay, I can handle this. This is what I'm going to do, right? And handles it. Jane probably has autoimmune issues, gut issues, migraines, can't sleep, right? And Mary is probably pretty healthy. Just the way that you handle stress. And this is an intentional thing. If you don't handle stress very well, then this is an intentional practice that you can bring in. I have a daily morning and evening routine that improves my circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is so very important, so overlooked. Getting light in your eyes in the morning and having a practice that sets your day up for success. You don't want to just jump up out of bed and start doing all your stressful stuff right in the morning, right? That just, when you start in fight or flight, it's a lot harder to get out of it. If you start in rest and digest, it's a lot easier to stay there. Getting that daylight throughout the day, acting like it's daytime when it's daytime, and then acting like it's nighttime when it's nighttime, starting to calm down, stopping the blue light, getting rid of your devices at night, trying to eat during daylight hours, turning the lights down at night, doing calming things at night, right? So living with the circadian rhythm, if you think back into caveman days when there was no lamps or phones, right? They had to go with the daylight. And that's what we still should be doing today in a lot of ways. Movement. So a lot of people don't think of movement as improving the gut-brain connection, but it's so very important to have movement so that your gut and your brain are both working properly and can talk back and forth to each other properly. If you're living in fight or flight, your mind is just sending signals to your body like, we got to freak out. We got to just keep going. So like shut the digestion down, and we got to worry about stress all the time. When we do some healthy, intentional movement, we bring blood flow, we bring oxygen into the body. We slow our brain down and really get in touch with what is going on with our body and pay attention to our body. Makes such a big difference. So I'm connected to my body. I know what kind of movement is best suited for my individual needs. A lot of people are out there doing the wrong exercises for them. And even if you love an exercise, that might be completely the wrong thing for you. Overtraining and overstressing the body, if you're already living in fight or flight, and then you go out and do this really stressful exercise and you never recover, right? If you're already in fight or flight and then you put it more in fight or flight, your body is going to not have any idea what to do. There's going to be no healing involved. So doing a type of exercise that isn't going to put more stress on your body that you can't recover from is really important. I build muscle and I bring blood flow to my organs with daily movement. So muscle, muscle, muscle. We need to be putting on muscle. A lot of people think that just walking is enough. Walking is not enough. We need to be building muscle. The muscle is so important for our overall health. It is, I mean, I could do a whole hour class just on the role of muscle in our body. We need to be building muscle all the time. If you're a woman over 40 and you're not doing any kind of muscle building, you probably have osteoporosis, probably have high blood sugar, cholesterol, gut issues, right? I manage my stress with gentle yet effective forms of movement. So movement is a form of stress management when done in the right way. In fact, I just saw this study that when you use your muscles in a exercise capacity, they release like these hormones. She called them like hope hormones. And it actually like increases your mood and your outlook on life. And so imagine if you did that like every day or 5 days a week, right? I have a strong core, including my spine, which improves the function of my digestion. Your core strength has a lot to do with your digestion. Your spine has a lot to do with your digestion. Everything is connected to the spine. So if we don't have a healthy spine and if we don't have a strong core, this is going to create a lot of problems in the gut. I don't cause additional stress to my body and mind with overexertion, pressure to perform or lose weight. If we put all this pressure on ourselves, if you think of exercise as something you have to do and you have to go strong and you have to go hard and you have to push yourself, this is the exact opposite of what we want to be telling our body. We want to be telling our body, I love my body. My body is amazing. And I want to move it because I can and because it's good for me and because I feel better and because I'm doing something healthy for myself. If you're just exercising just for looks, that's the wrong thing to be exercising for. Exercise because you love your body, not because you hate it, right? And then transforming old patterns. So people think that just because they've been doing something for 40 years that they got to keep doing it. And this is one of the things that I really work with my clients on is old habits can be changed into new, healthier habits. Our habits make up our health. It's not the one thing we do here and there. It's our daily habits is what is going to show us what kind of health you have now and what kind of health you're going to have into the future. So I have the tools to change old habits into new, healthier ones. Do you know how to do that? Do you have a strategy for that? I know how to change my thoughts to change my actions, which changes my health. It starts with the thoughts. Your whole life, everything physical in your body and in your surroundings comes from your thoughts. So if you change your thoughts, that changes your actions and that changes your health. I use specific practices that will rewire my old automatic behaviors into improved ways of doing things. I have the support of a coach and a community to keep me supported, motivated, and accountable. There's a reason why we don't succeed when we do things on our own, right? If you just say, I'm going to go for a walk every day at 4 p.m. and then it's kind of rainy or windy or there's a really good show on TV, you won't do it. There's no way. But if you have somebody you're supposed to meet down on the corner of First Street at 4 p.m. every day, you're probably more likely to show up for that walk. I know the path to achieve my goals, and I'm confident I will get there. If there's no path, if there's no plan, your brain likes a plan. It likes somewhere that it is going. So having a plan, you can make the plan on your own. You can have some health practitioner help you with the plan, whatever it is. Your brain likes a plan. It's like getting into your car and just saying, I want to go to a restaurant. And your nav is like, okay, well, there's 75,000 restaurants in this area. Or you put in the exact address and restaurant you want to go to, your nav will take you right there. Your body is the same way. It likes to have a path and a specific goal. Okay, so where are we at on the pillars? Okay, and you can put slides in the comments and I will send you these slides and you can go back through and do your little evaluation. You can see exactly what you're missing. So this is where most people are now. This is where we want to be. And this is how I can help you get there. So this is my brand new offer, my Happy Belly Breakthrough. This is a brand new program designed to get you the personalized support that you need with very little time, money, and effort. So here's what's entailed. This is for people who've been to multiple doctors and they just aren't getting much better, right? I know from talking to hundreds, if not thousands of women in this group by this point. I've pretty much talked to everyone in this group. If I haven't yet, please reach out and send me a DM. You've been to multiple doctors. You keep going to multiple doctors. This clearly is not working. So we need to start doing things maybe that aren't covered by insurance, right? That's a lot of what people think, is that anything medical, anything for my health has to be covered by insurance. You've tried everything, quote unquote, super frustrated from throwing money away, been on all the diets, right? And still can't lose weight, done Weight Watchers, done the points, done all the Atkins and everything else, low carb. You've tried getting healthy, but you know you need more support and an actual plan that works. And you've been wanting more out of life than worrying about what your gut will do. My goal with this program and with every program that I do is regular bowel movements, no bloating after meals, getting off heartburn meds. This I could do a whole hour on. Heartburn meds are not meant to be taken more than 2 weeks. Please, if you are on heartburn meds for a long, long time, please get a hold of me. Don't just take yourself off of them, but I definitely have a way to get you off of them safely. I want you to have all day energy. I want you to sleep through the night. Nice, good, stable, improved mood, clear, glowing skin, no rashes, no psoriasis, no eczema, no acne, hair and nail growth, mental clarity and focus, memory. Wouldn't it be great to like be able to remember what you came into the room for? And then steady goal weight. So whether you want to gain weight or whether you want to lose weight, steady goal weight. So this is the simple time-saving process. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. You click the link to sign up. I'll email you a Google form. You fill out as much information as you can so I can gather as much information from you about your health history, lifestyle. I'll review your information and I record a video for you. So you receive a detailed video with personalized recommendations based on your health issues and your lifestyle. And you get expert personalized advice within 48 hours. So super simple. All you have to do is fill out a Google form. And the best part is it's only $47. Like, this is a one-time only deal. It'll never be this low again. This is for all my beta testers out there who want to get personalized support of a gut health expert without breaking the bank. This is a one-time only deal. I'm going to say it again because it's $47. Like, this is unheard of. I want you to take advantage of this because I want you to take that next best step and stop spinning your wheels and feeling bad. I don't want you to feel bad anymore. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Whoop, that's a different one. Okay, let's stop share. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. So all you have to do is click on this link and you should get an email within the next few minutes. If you do not get an email, please message me or get a hold of me. Since this is a beta test, you know, we're still testing out all of the tech, making sure things are working properly. So here is your Happy Belly Breakthrough link. I'll drop that there. So you should get an email with the Google Doc. All you have to do is fill out the Google Doc. There's probably 20 questions on there. I want to get, you know, as much specific information as you can give me. And then I will record a personalized video for you with all of the recommendations that I can think of that can help you to get rid of your gut issues for good. I want you to gain your energy for life back and be able to do all the things that you want to do. So with that being said, I really encourage you to take advantage of this very, very, very special price, $47, and help me with this program and kick it off. And you can give me your feedback and let me know how you do so that I can really start putting this out there and help a lot more people. My goal is to be able to help as many people as want help. With my program, I only take a certain amount of people because I work very closely one-on-one with people for 4 months. We do the testing, we do all that. So I can't take an unlimited amount of people into my Happy Belly Method program, but I can take a lot of people and do this. So I really want to be able to get this out to as many people as needed. So if you know anyone that has gut issues that would like support, you can have them take advantage of this really special offer too. So on that note, feel free to drop questions in the chat. This is your opportunity to get all your questions answered. If you don't have any questions, you are free to go. But if you have questions you'd like answered, please drop them. Oh, Tina, I was using probiotics and sauerkraut. It was way too much and my stomach was a mess. Had to stop both of those. So that is probably a sign that there's some kind of pathogenic bacteria living in your gut, and these were feeding that pathogenic bacteria. So that's why it's really important to know if you have pathogens. If you have pathogens, it's probably not a good idea to load up on probiotics and fermented foods. Brooke, I will send you that article, the glyphosate article. You, my friend, are just started your glyphosate cleanse. So you are well on your way to getting all that toxic garbage out of your body. I'm so excited for you. Ginger, I'll send you that chart. Marcy says, well, will I ever be able to eat the foods I'm now allergic to? So there are different levels of food allergies and sensitivities. If there is something that you are allergic to and have been since birth, let's say, that might be something we might not be able to get rid of. Now, if your allergy has come later in life because of something like leaky gut or something else that has happened in the body, if you can get your gut built back up really strong, here's what happens with leaky gut is your gut lining that is supposed to keep everything in that needs to be kept in. Everything that you put in your body is supposed to go through the tube and out the back, right? But once you get leaky gut, now these toxins sneak in through your blood, through your gut lining into your bloodstream. And if your body recognizes them as toxins, then it will send out, say, a histamine response, which usually happens in allergies. And so if you can build your gut lining back up strong again, detox all those toxins out of your body so your body stops trying to attack everything, build that leaky gut back up really strong so everything that goes in the tube goes out of the tube except for what you want. You want your body to absorb vitamins and minerals and protein and things, but you want to get that leaky gut strong, and then your body might not see those things as invaders anymore. So depending on that, like, you know, if someone was born with a peanut allergy, let's say, we're not reversing a peanut allergy. It could happen, but you know, there are different levels. Does the $47 include gut microbiome testing? No, just only what I said right on the slide. I'll show the slide again here. The gut microbiome testing is in my full Happy Belly Method program. So this is what's included. I'll email you a Google form. I'll review your information and record a video for you. You will receive a detailed video with personalized recommendations based on your health issues within 48 hours. That's the program. So if you want gut microbiome testing, then I'm happy to sign you up for my full Happy Belly Method program. But this is what this program is. It's only $47. The testing is quite a bit more than that. Okay. Can you address leaky gut? Okay. Yep. I was just talking about that. Mainstream doctors seem to deny that it exists, but some in the holistic community claim that it can be the root cause of inflammation. Do you agree with that? And have you been able to help your clients heal leaky gut? And what are some ways you're able to heal it? Yes. Okay. Great question. Mainstream doctors deny it because they don't know about it. It's actually in medical journals. It's called intestinal hyperpermeability. So it is a medical diagnosis, but they weren't taught it. And this comes straight from doctors. They weren't taught about it in medical school. So they don't know about it. And so they like to act like it's not a real thing because they don't know what to tell you. It is absolutely a real thing. There are many, many, many studies that show it. So the thing about leaky gut is that it depends on your root cause, how we heal it. Again, if your leaky gut is caused because you are allergic to gluten and you keep eating gluten, right? Then we need to take the gluten out, and there are specific ways to heal it in that way. So we have to figure out what your root cause of your leaky gut is, and that's how we heal it. One of the things that causes leaky gut is the loss of protective bacteria. And so when we test your gut microbiome and we can see that you've lost a lot of your protective bacteria, that's how we know that we need to start healing your leaky gut, is by replacing the bacteria that is lost. So that's why the testing is so important. There are just general recommendations I could make for leaky gut. Cutting out inflammatory foods, increasing the foods that feed the good gut bacteria. So anything with fiber, nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables. Bone broth is another great one. If you don't have histamine issues, if you do have histamine issues, you probably need to avoid bone broth, but homemade bone broth is a wonderful one. I have a leaky gut workshop in this group under the guides section. It's a 3-day leaky gut workshop. If you want, you can go to the guides and look for that, but that's going to be really helpful. Or you can comment leaky and I'll send you the workshop. But when we test your gut, we can see maybe there's pathogens that are living there. Maybe your mucosal barrier, which is, so your gut bacteria is your first line of defense against leaky gut. Then you have this mucosal barrier because your gut lining is like one hair thin. It's literally like one human hair, because you want the vitamins and minerals and things to get through. So you have this protective barrier. So some people are missing this whole mucosal layer that is your next line of defense after the bacteria. So if that's your cause of leaky gut, then we need to work on building your mucosal barrier. So there's a different path for each person that has leaky gut. And nowadays, I would estimate that 90% of the country has leaky gut, if not more, because there's so many toxins in our food. Our food system it's set up to make us sick, so that we spend more money on big pharma and the medical system. So we have to take control of our own health and live this happy belly lifestyle. This is not something you go on and off of. This is a lifestyle. And we need to adopt these lifestyle practices in order to protect ourselves. But we have to take control of our health, because you're right, doctors are not recognizing this. Doctors are not recognizing that sleep and stress and breath work and meditation and all of these things go into health, right? They're there to either refer you to a specialist who's going to do a procedure or give you a medication, or just prescribe you a medication, right? This comes straight from doctors, that this is what they're taught in medical school. So we have to take the power back over our own health. We have got to do it. And, most people only want to do things that are covered by insurance. That's just not how things work anymore. We're happy to spend money on vacations and alcohol and shoes and purses and Starbucks every day, but we're not happy to spend money on our health, right? So we need to switch that thinking around of what's the most important thing for me to spend money on. The absolute most important thing for me to spend money on is my health. There's nothing more important than that. So we need to flip the thinking in this country of, I will only do things that are covered by insurance. Doing things that are covered by insurance will get you the standard American diseases, right? So I hope that answers your question about leaky gut. Is absolutely real. There are absolutely studies, and we can see exactly what causes the individual's leaky gut on the gut tests that I do. Are pathogens and parasites different things? Parasites are pathogens. So pathogen can be a bacteria, a virus, fungus. So the pathogen is kind of the overarching term for the troublemaker microbes that live in our body. And they can live in there in small amounts. We have pathogens come in and out all the time. Totally fine. If you have the strong microbiome that can fight the pathogens. So if you think of your gut as a parking lot, and you only have a certain amount of spaces in your parking lot, you want your whole parking lot to be full of good guys, good bacteria. That way the pathogens can come in, they look around, there's nowhere to park, and so they leave. Totally fine. When we kill the good guys, which is antibiotics, and I'm talking all the way back to childhood, various medications, alcohol, drugs, processed foods, fried foods, sugar, stress, lack of sleep, lack of movement, lack of nature, all of these things kill our good bacteria. Now we've left our parking spots empty, some of them. And so now we have these spaces where the pathogens come in and they go, woo, let's park there. They will set up shop and they will take over. We call them opportunistic because they are opportunistic and they will take an opportunity to take over your gut. And then if they keep getting fed with sugar and stress and lack of sleep and all of the things that they like to thrive on, they will overgrow. And that's when we can run into problems. And, I see some severe overgrowth of pathogenic bacteria on gut tests. And for people that have had loose stools for decades and they just keep getting Imodium AD or whatever medication is supposed to stop diarrhea. Well, if you think about your body is very intelligent. If you have loose stools, if you have diarrhea, this is your body trying to get rid of something quickly out of the body. Your body is always intelligent. Your body's always working for your best good, trying to keep you alive. So your body draws all this water into the colon to try and flush the poop out of your body because it's trying to flush toxins out of your body. So if we take Imodium AD and we stop the diarrhea, well, now we're just clogging up our body with the toxins that your body wanted to get rid of. So rather than addressing the symptom, let's address the root cause of the symptom and fix that instead of just plugging up holes with different Band-Aids, right? Because whatever's wrong is still happening. Just because you put a Band-Aid over it doesn't mean it's not happening anymore, right? Let's see. Good parasites that help to fight bad bacteria. There's so much about bad parasites. Yeah, so there's good and bad about everything. But the thing about your body is that it knows what's good and bad. And so if there's beneficial bacteria, beneficial parasites, bad parasites, whatever these organisms are, good fungus, bad fungus, blah, blah, blah. Your body is intelligent and it knows which ones are good and bad. And it'll thrive off the good and the bad ones will cause trouble. So all these processes that we're talking about, your body is intelligent. And as long as it has the right tools, it knows how to balance and heal itself. It just needs the right tools. We need to just give it the right input. And that is nutrition, balancing the microbiome, detoxing, and the gut-brain connection. And that parasympathetic nervous system is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle, because when we can get into that parasympathetic nervous system, that's when the body can fight its disease with all the good guys that are living in there. It can't do that when we're constantly in fight or flight all day, or we're struggling with toxins in the body, and your body, all it's doing is trying to fight these toxins, and it doesn't have time for everything else. How do we support the liver to help us detoxify naturally? Great question. So of course the body has this beautiful detoxification system. And if we didn't have all these toxins coming in, it's like you have this toxic load bucket, and 40, 50 years ago, toxins would come into the bucket, you dump them out, and you're fine. That's what your body does. It's got this wonderful system of kidneys and liver and your lungs and your skin are all detox organs. But we have way too many toxins coming into our body these days. So we need to give it some extra support. So, there's clearly the foundations are what we do to support the liver, like not putting in a bunch of toxins, keeping your food really clean and organic, lots of, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, lots of clean water. Uh, Clean water is the key word there, because, we want to drink our, gallon of water a day or whatever it is that we drink. But if there's toxins in the water, your liver's got to filter all that. Your liver has to filter all of your cleaning products, your beauty products, all your candles, your air fresheners, anything that has a scent, uh, dryer sheets, Glade plugins, all these things that come into your body, your liver has to detox. So we want to really reduce the toxins out of our water, our food, and our environment. And then there are wonderful herbs and supplements that you can take. Milk thistle is a great one. Um, uh, Actually, artichoke is a really good one. There's some supplements that have artichoke extract. And I'm blanking on broccoli sprouts are a great one. There are certain supplements that have like broccoli sprout in the supplement. Cruciferous, anything cruciferous. So broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale, those things are all Brussels sprouts. Those are all really supportive of detoxing the liver. And there's teas, like liver support tea is really good. There's a lot of herbs that are great. Like herbs were nature's medicine before medicine was invented, Milk thistle is probably the most popular one. What water do you recommend? So I have a Kangen, which is in my mind top of the line. Not only does it filter the water, but it changes the structure of the water to make it more absorbable. So you're actually getting more hydrated by the water. It also changes the pH of the water, so that you can choose the pH that you want to drink. And it adds hydrogen to the water, which makes it an antioxidant. So it's like eating, how blueberries are antioxidant, those dark red fruits. It's like eating a container of blueberries every time you drink this water, because it's antioxidant. There are many, many water filtration systems. Actually, this company that I partner with, they just came out with these drops that clean, filter, and add minerals into your water. Most people are really, really, really missing minerals in their water. So I would suggest adding mineral drops if you have them, but this is a really specific one that cleans the chlorine and other toxins out of your water and adds minerals in. If you want the pre-order, it's not out yet. If you want the pre-order link, I just pre-ordered a bottle myself. I would suggest that if you have like a refrigerator filter or some kind of filter that's not really top of the line, I would definitely suggest using these drops, or else get like I was just going to say, so reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is great because it takes all the toxins out, but it strips the water of everything. So you don't want your water to have nothing in it. You want your water to still have the minerals in it. And if it doesn't have minerals in it, your body will leach minerals out of your cells. So you definitely want to have water with minerals. So if you get reverse osmosis, it does waste a lot of water, for one. And then two, you need to put minerals back in. So unless you have a water mineralizer, you can add one in after your RO, I'm pretty sure. Or you just put these mineral drops in to make sure that your water has minerals. Everybody's mineral deficient, you guys. So I suggest, I have a couple different minerals that I use. This is like, salt has been such a vilified thing lately. Salt is good for you. Salt is a mineral. We need salt. We need magnesium. We need our minerals. So salt your food with a good quality salt that has minerals in it. Put mineral drops in your water. I do two mineral droppers in the morning, 2 mineral droppers at night. I'm going to start using these water drops, but minerals are the life essence of our body. Like, we have to have minerals for our body to work properly. And because our food is so depleted, we are depleted. That's why the food company I work with, they grow their own food in mineral rich soil. It's the best soil that you can find in the country. So I know that I'm getting food that is full of minerals, but most of the food grown in big agriculture is totally mineral deficient. So we have to be supplementing. Spring water, great. Mineral water, great. You know, it depends on the source, of course. Like you can, if you buy water from the grocery store, it can basically be tap water. So I would really just check the source of where you're finding these things. And I wouldn't drink water out of plastic bottles because you get so many microplastics in there. So if you can find spring water, um, like in glass jugs from a reliable source, then that would be great. These drops that we're pre-ordering basically turn your water into a good, healthy spring water. So it's really exciting. Like I am fired up about this product because I'm going to take it on vacation with me whenever I don't have my Kangen water with me. I'm going to put it in all my water when I go on trips. So if you're getting water out of your fridge, the fridge filter is basically like, I mean, it might be filtering a little bit, but definitely not enough for how toxic our water is. So I would definitely think about getting these drops. If you want the link to pre-order the drops, you can just put water in the comments and I'll send you that link. Great questions. Cassia, is that how you spell your name? That's a pretty name. Any other questions, everybody? I dropped a link to the Happy Belly Breakthrough, so you can click on that and get this one-time only deal of $47. If I did not send you my top 5 gut-loving recipes, I tried to send it to everyone who RSVP'd yes. If I did not send it to you, put recipes in the comments and I will send you those recipes. And don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm here for you. Ask questions in the group. You can DM me questions. Anything you need. I want to support you all and make sure that you're all getting what you need so that you can feel better. Any other questions? Yes, I will send you all the link to pre-order those drops. And if that is it, then thank you so much for joining me. I love doing these masterclasses. I hope that you learned a lot. I hope you can see where your gaps are. Again, if you want the slides, so you can go back and really kind of focus on what steps you might be missing, just put slides in the comments and I'll send you the slides. And I really hope to see you on the Happy Belly Breakthrough call. I can't wait to support you all in that way so you can save time, money, effort, frustration, and just get some straightforward professional advice on your individual issues. There's no one size fits all solution for everybody, right? We need to get out of that thinking that there's one thing that's going to help everybody. So thank you all for showing up for yourself today. I know that, you guys don't like talking about gut health as much as I do. So I really appreciate you all showing up for yourself. And I know that by you showing up means you care about your health. So I want you to get what you need, get the support you need. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful night. I love you all. And I will see you soon.